But I mean, we will have to organize if we want it to change.
Yeah, I mean,
props to Italy. They're at least doing something.
Yeah. I don't know how much of an effect it will have, but that's I mean, we should all we
need to collectively
every
act.
country on earth should be in a complete and total strike. Everyone should just stop doing everything.
Yeah, stop working.
Change.
Everybody stop working at the same time. Stop paying taxes.
Yeah,
you know. Okay, so what do we have here?
Well, we did 2 huge shows, one together and one separately, where we've amassed an enormous amount of things you can purchase now, presumably.
And we go out and buy some comics.
Yeah, we did an episode recently called Take My Money, Please, and I guess this is the next installment of that.
Books you can buy now.
Books you can buy right now from people. Like, some of these, what you can get from places like Domino or Partners in Sun online, but a lot of these you can just, maybe we'll link to all the individual shops as many as we can, but these are things you buy
you
from
can figure out
people.
where the shops are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but not somebody might come across this and be like, what is all this shit? Can I buy it at Midtown Comics? Like, you can't, right? But I think not everybody knows that you can just buy things from an individual on PayPal, or even people who don't have a shop reach out to them on social media and say like, hey, can I buy your shit? And they'll just like send it to you directly.
Shout out to Ryan Alves who made this great print. Nice little reso print.
Yeah, Ryan's super cool.
Yeah, very chill.
Wait, so you went to CXC solo, so this is stuff you got at CXC?
Yeah, this is stuff I got at CXC, just the tip of it anyway. Some of Ryan's minis that are reso printed, and they look fucking awesome, really actually. Cool. I really like these a lot. These are rad.
These are nicely assembled, too. A lot of times these mini things feel kind of clumsy to hold. These are nicely made.
This is that one pager we do with the kids, you know?
But sometimes people put these out and like you don't want to interact with them because they feel like sloppy or something. Like, these are nicely made.
I just really like the way this looks, the choice in the reso inks, and maybe that's all they had or something, but it's really pretty.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Oh, I thought it was glued down for a second. And the cool thing about these is that they make really cool prints too. Like, if you just want to unfold it and like have it hang out as a print, that's perfectly reasonable as well.
I think it's actually sort of an unexplored, for as many of these that exist, I feel like it's kind of, there's still room to explore this format.
Yeah, I think a lot of fun stuff can be done in mini format and done quickly.
Yeah.
You can make one in a sitting, and it makes for a really interesting comic. So shouts to Ryan. Always a pleasure to see them out in the wild.
And then when you make them with kids too, it's like something beautiful happens when kids make drawings all the time and they just disappear. I have kids say like, my mom just throws out all my artwork.
Oh, but what a travesty.
Yeah, but I get it to a certain extent. They make so much shit you can't keep it all. But when you take something that a kid has made,
should keep it all. Put it in a folder. You have stuff that you don't use, like a sewing machine or something, takes up plenty of room.
That's true.
Get a little folder, put all their work in there, and put it in a time capsule.
I agree. But something special happens when you give a kid a stack of copies of a thing they can now give to somebody else.
That's totally true.
It's a beautiful thing to look at a kid walking out of your classroom with a stack of stuff they can now like distribute to other people. Not in like a consumer kind of way, but just like something changes in their brain where you're like, this is not just a thing I made, this is a thing I can share. It's really lovely to look at. And the mini comic, that format works really well for that.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I just wanted to make sure
I got pumped up about how people should keep their kids' drawings.
Parents don't give a fuck about their kids.
Oh, Mike, I brought this for you as a gift.
Wow, look at that guy.
This is a birthday present for you.
This episode will now be hosted on archive.org.
That's a great sticker.
Wait, is this for me? I can have this?
That is, it's for you. Yeah.
I just made a new sketchbook for my journal project.
So wait, bring that sticker back for a second.
So I'm amassing stickers for this new guy here.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, that'll fit right there perfectly.
Bam.
And that came from our friend here who does Future Lux.
What's Future Lux?
Future Lux is by Scott Rull. And this is
fun.
It's got our Dingle Dongle zombie in it.
Dude, speaking of Dingle Dongle Zombie, did you watch 28 Years Later?
28 years later.
The sequel to 28 days later.
Whoa, do you read The Secret? Ever since I started secreting on stuff.
my favorite new book from my favorite novelist, The Secret of Secrets.
Yeah, ever since I started secreting, my life has gotten so much better.
Oh, wait, not to get off topic, 28 years later has the hugest zombie dong I've ever seen on screen.
Just like a veiny, triumphant bastard.
Colossal. It's massive. And it's like the dude runs around nude and he's in a large part of the movie and his dong's just swinging around. It's great.
So the other Scott's buddy was running around with these Ocho issues, and I think they've done this is 43, but I think they've done almost 50 issues of this.
I love when you come across something you've never heard of before and you're like, wait, there's an infinite amount of this
Yeah. This is done by Eric.
Wow.
Eric was kind enough to give me this copy here.
Cool.
Of the Ocho.
Wait, so what is this?
It makes me think this one I haven't dove fully into yet. But it looks like we have some bros and we have some fights.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
This one I haven't gotten into yet. The rest of the pile I read, but as you can see, there's quite a bit.
Colossal.
It's a lot of stuff. So I'm slowly working my way through it, but I just want to give shouts to the people who gave us issues.
Yeah.
And we got some issues like for the channel as well. Like there were some people who were like, I love your channel. Here are some comics.
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, whoa, thank you so much.
So the one in Bethesda, we had a fair amount of people came over who were familiar with the show. Was that true in Columbus also?
Yeah, like Aaron Lee is a fan. Eric and Scott are both fans, right? Cool. So this stuff started to come in. Jason as well was tabling next to me. Jason's a student, and they're in Columbus, and you can really see like what I like about this work is that the use of black. Mm-hmm. The use of black is in place. So whereas there's visual storytelling and stuff, those skills will improve over time. The foundations are there, and you can see that good teaching. So when they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm a student," I was like, "Oh cool. I know some people that teach there," and they're like, "Oh yeah, those were all my teachers." And I was like, "Oh okay, great, yeah, cool."
This is a stack of stuff I didn't put out because I got this at SPX, but I haven't read it yet. But this dude came over and was speaking very effusively about the show and how it was like motivating, and that's just like the greatest thing. Like if someone comes up to us and says like, your show helped me stay creative and be creative and work on stuff, like that's the highest compliment.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I haven't read this yet, but it looks fucking awesome. It's like kind of Conan-y Power Comics style, like just looked really fun, super cool. But I haven't read that yet, so I didn't pull it out.
And then we both got one of these, right?
Yeah, the Departure.
Yeah, the Departure. So that was cool. We were looking through this. Great watercolor artwork.
Yeah.
I gotta say, in the middle here, lost me a bit with the giant blocks of text.
Who made this again? This person was really friendly and really cool.
Very sweet. Yeah, very sweet to bring over some stuff. Josiah Layton.
Okay, cool.
Yep. There it is on the back.
Some of this stuff we're gonna have to just kind of breeze through because there's so much of it.
Yeah, there's a lot. This looks cool though.
Hopefully some of this piques your interest, dear viewer, and you pick some of it up.
Yeah, so these were given to us by Chris Pitzer from AdHouse. This one putting together a lot of cool Ken Landgraf stuff. What's going on in this one?
So this is more of like an essay, I think. I actually haven't read this.
John B. Jacobs.
I haven't read this yet either, but it's a sort of like Power Comics discussion. But when Chris was just walking around the show because AdHouse is not representing its shows anymore.
Well, it kind of is through Chris, right?
Sure, but he's not like tabling there.
Well, he's not a publisher anymore.
Right. I love that he was walking around with these zines that he's made, and this one piqued my interest because I just picked up this comic, Life, from Early Bird when we went there before, and I read it and I was like, this is awesome. And this is a whole issue about the guy who made that comic, or the guys who drew it and made it. Life Brigade, that's what it's called.
One of the things I like about Chris and Jim is that they're going back through history and pulling all these creators out who make these kind of like that walk the line right in between like outsider and mainstream comics. So it's like this great kind of like outsider folk art meets mainstream indie comics, and you get this kind of vibe. They're really great at pulling these characters out of history, like people that I wouldn't know otherwise, right? Like Chris also brought that folio of the overprinted. Remember, it was like a comic that was like made to look, well, it was made in the 80s, but floppy, it was like right? 60s James Bond.
Yeah.
Like,
And someone's putting that out, right? Floating World?
Yeah, well, that they found a bunch. They found like a shipping container full of old comics that weren't released. And so they like reclaimed a bunch of pallets of old comics, and they're gonna put them out and sell them.
That's
and I think they're for sale now. Actually,
it looks really good.
Yeah, it was kind of like Gogol 17 meets James Bond, but done in like a mainstream comics way.
Yeah,
but really cool because they were done in those like magazine formats. So,
yeah, and the magazine is cool. It's like it's one of those things that's like super floppy. Like it's like you feel like it's all paper.
Yeah.
I love a super floppy.
Super floppy. So thanks to Chris and everybody, Jim and AdHouse, for doing the work. This one I want to give a quick shout out to to Grayson Bear for doing this very funny al dente.
Which is certainly not about anyone in real life.
What's great about this is it's about like a fictional publisher called Silver Faucet. I don't know. I'll let you get into it.
No. What do they say in the indicia? Like, this is a work of fiction. No real people, whatever.
Well, any similarity is purely coincidental. Yeah. So one fun thing I find on this comic is right there. We got the Comics Tribunal by B.J. Stinky. So when I walk into the Billy Ireland, R.J. Casey's standing there with J.B. and Caroline Cash, and I walk up and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Hey, we've never met," because I don't know what R.J. Casey looks like. And I shake hands with this dude, and they're like, "Oh, this is Stinky." And I go, I was totally befuddled. I was like out of sorts, I just gotten there, and I'm like, "Stinky? Who's Stinky?" And they all start laughing. That's really funny. And I had forgotten where it was from, and then it came back to me like a flash when I read this comic.
So he has a sense of humor about it.
And I was like, hell yeah. Well, you know what? Remains to be told. Okay. Because I saw his reaction was kind of like, what is happening? And then I saw him later at the after party at the Walrus, and I was like, oh, Stinky, right? And he was like, maybe that's not his most fun memory.
Yeah, I mean,
but shouts to Grayson, because that's fucking baller move and very funny.
And I love shit like this. Like I've said before, maybe on the show or just with us talking, but I feel like I wish there was more I wish that comics was a little bit more like rap music, at least the way it was in the mixtape time, when you could talk shit to other people in a playful way. You know, you should be able to kind of, and I guess
didn't that end in a lot of shootings though?
Yes, only 2, but I don't really think those.
There were so many shootings.
Hot take. I don't think those shootings were real. Well, now they're more real, but the Tupac and Biggie thing, I think it was orchestrated by the powers that be.
Sure. Well, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But what I will say is that you couldn't go to the Source Awards without getting shot for a good while.
Yeah, all right, that's a good one. All right, maybe not more like rap music, but
it wasn't very playful.
But I like the beef idea. I like that you can beef with people in the work and keep it pleasant and fun.
It's like WWE.
Yes, that's a better example.
You're doing a character. You have a character, and you can beef. But
if only there's a word for the thing you do in comics where you're keeping the illusion real. There's gotta be a word for that.
I don't know it, but that's it. So if you want to have a good laugh, hunt down any of Grayson's comics. They're all very funny.
Super funny.
They're very witty and well put together, and I like Grayson a lot. They're very chill. So go get some Grayson Bear comics. You will not regret it.
Yeah, Frog Farm has some of them. You can probably get them from Grayson directly too.
Yeah, we'll put the links up.
Yeah, word.
Another thing that was going on in Columbus while I was there was a cultural exchange between Japan and CXC. We have the Manga International Network team has put together this Mint Volume 1 showcasing different artists' work, and there was some of this stuff that was just fantastic. I mean, I was looking through this and I was like, this rules.
Are these short stories, or are they chapters of bigger things? Do we know?
They're short stories as far as I can tell. Some of this might be samples from longer works. I haven't gotten through this full thing I just kind of was looking at the choices, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of settled onto this one story as being my favorite because I get those Matsumoto vibes.
Stretchy.
Just playing with the the realism a little bit and not being afraid to go between realism and cartoony, and to strike a nice balance there.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard for people to know how real versus how cartoony to make something. Then you have one character that looks like that, and it kind of sets the tone, which is really nice, actually. It's really refreshing.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of emphasis in teaching consistency or something, with your comics and stuff. And I kind of teach the kids, I think the shapes are more important than the specifics. I think, as long as as long as you know which character is talking or doing whatever, and you know it's the same character from before, I don't think it totally matters if they look exactly the same or not, as long as it reads similarly. Mm-hmm. And that might be, sometimes it's hard for kids to grasp that idea, but I think, you know, you like I've been reading Ben Marrow's Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow, whatever the fuck that book's called, which is amazing. What we mean by yesterday, which is great. I love that book. I got that in the Fantagraphics sale. But the main character from page 1 looks wildly different from on page, you know, like 400, because it's he's drawing it quickly. He's getting more comfortable with the thing. It doesn't look like a different character, but it's stylistically very different. But it works. Like, you know, it's the same guy, and it doesn't matter if it looks like the same person or not. Like, it's okay to be playful with those things.
Yeah, and I think the balance of realism and cartooning is something that you have to choose for your own work, like individual. We saw MS talk to Yonan Vasquez, the creator of
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah, and the cartoon Invader Zim. Yeah, which I had no knowledge of any of it.
I was aware of it, but I never watched it. That was not a thing. That was not one of my things.
I was like older than that or something. I don't know. It just missed me somehow because I didn't know about it at all. Like zero. And we go in and this guy's like a legend to this like certain sector of the population. And I'm just like, I don't know. And he gets on stage and literally says like, I don't know, I didn't care. I made a comic and then they were like, here's a TV show. And so then I made a TV show and they're like, cool, let's make a movie. And I was like, great, yeah, I don't care. And I was like, what? I was like, your whole talk is about how you fell ass backwards into a dream life and all you can say for yourself is, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it just had like the stink of like Gen X disaffected privilege that everyone else was like, he gave a great talk. And I'm like, well, you're hypnotized by whatever relationship you have to the work.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I have never seen this guy before in my life, and he sounded like an asshole to me. But like, you know, I don't know. Like everyone else I talked to was like, no, he was great. Like he was nice, and normally he's really problematic, but that wasn't problematic at all. And I was like, huh. I was like, there's just different standards by which we judge a person's humility, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. It always had like a Spencer Gifts energy to me. You know Spencer Gifts?
Well, that's what someone said. He goes, he invented Hot Topic.
Yeah, and I was like, which I found so repugnant as a teenager. Even as a teenager, I was just like, what? This comic is like a thing that
wasn't my energy.
Wasn't for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me. Not on the same wavelength of it. I mean, I'm glad that it was meaningful to other people, but I was just like, the idea of that kind of like over the top, cartoonish, like nihilistic violence, I never thought was like funny.
And to defend my take, he literally said, if you want to make cartoons and comics and movies, just be me. That's what he said. Be me. Be my life.
What a cool topic to discuss.
But I was like, I think what he means is like he can't tell you how he got there. Like he has no information or advice.
Then why was he invited to do this?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to totally shit on the dude. I think he was trying to be game with talking about the thing, but he normally has so many like preoccupations that don't allow him to engage with people on that level.
Yeah.
But MS did a fucking great job. Like, wrangled him, kept him answering questions, didn't falter, didn't back down. And I was like, she rules. And she, like, to me, I always think an artist should be interviewing another artist. It shouldn't be like a journalist. It shouldn't be an academic. It should be an artist. Because when an artist goes off script and is playful, another artist can realize that and recognize it, kind of let them do their little pirouette and then bring them back without it being contentious or like adversarial.
Yeah, I agree, as long as the artist interviewer is willing to ask questions that are not just like crazy bait questions.
Sure.
Like I always get annoyed when I pick up a book, a novel or a comic book, and all the like, I mean, first of all, pull quotes are annoying, but when all the pull quotes are like that artist or that writer's like other writer friends, I'm always like, this doesn't tell me anything.
That's true.
It just means you asked this person to say something nice about you. But pull quotes are fucking stupid.
They're meaningless now.
But so I think sometimes artist on artist interviews are pull quotes. It's like, so how great was it to work on this project that you've always wanted to do? Like, that's not an interesting question. So like, I agree that artists have the ability to engage with the material differently, but I think they also need to be willing to be challenging and ask difficult questions.
That's fair.
That are not just, effusive.
That makes perfect sense.
Jerking offing on stage.
Jerking offing. That's a good name for a comic.
Jerking offing.
I got
beef jerky.
I got a couple books from Dane Georges. I always want to say Dane Gorgeous. Dane does another YouTube channel, actually.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Are you fucking kidding?
I can't be mad at them, though, because their comics are hella fun.
This sounds like fun.
It's fun.
This fish reminds me of something that really specific that I can't quite place.
Fish and Chip, what a great name for a duo.
Yeah.
I also read this one and really enjoyed it. So Dane's doing their thing. But Fish and Chip, I'm here for it. I think this is a great comic.
What is the deal with this? They just fuck around, or they solve mysteries?
Yeah, I mean, at one point they were getting jacked. Yeah, this bro's getting jacked. A lot of fun stuff here.
Cool. Too many books.
Too many books. They all fall down. I got another folio from Caetano Valenzuela, and Caetano makes some great drawings. I mean,
what is a sketchbook collection?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a sketchbook zine, and I was like, these rule. These are great.
Actually, something I would like to explore, just kind of as an experiment, is like digitally coloring some of my sketchbook stuff.
Yeah,
especially because like the journal book is going to be published in black and white, so I don't want to color any of it. But I'm curious what it would look like in color, so that I do maybe want to try out some of this. This stuff is inspiring to me to be like
100%. Whether
I love the colors or not, I'm interested in doing some of it.
You can tell there's the digital media at play, but you're not mad about it because you can tell that the drawing is still hard-earned by hand and comes from informed practice of drawing on paper.
Yeah, and the colors are intentional.
Yeah, the colors are great, and I fuck with this shit. This dude rules. Very sweet man, great drawings. I'm into it. Fucking great job.
Yeah.
So check out more of Caetano Valenzuela's work. Let's see if we can get an Instagram thing up on here somewhere. We'll find it. But yeah, cool shit, man.
Yeah, super cool.
Fun to look at.
They were at CXE?
Yeah, they were tabling right behind us.
Sweet. Sean Knickerbocker.
Yeah, so I got this from Sean Knickerbocker. A bunch of kids getting into trouble, breaking into...
That's kind of Sean's steez.
Yeah, breaking into an abandoned house in the doldrums of winter.
Is this separate from the stuff that's in Rust
Belt? Look at that. Oh,
that's a beauty right there.
Which Rust Belts do you have? Because I was going to get whichever ones we don't have.
So I think I gave them to someone.
You did? Because you had a bunch of them.
I had the first 4.
You had the first 4. Okay, because I was just going to say, like... because I was there at his table, I'm like, let me buy the rest of the ones we don't have collectively.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like we need to get them all again.
I think I lent them to someone.
Who did you lead them to?
I'm not sure.
Lead them to? Lend them to?
I do this all the time. People come over and they're like, oh, I want to read this. And I'm like, here, take it. And then I forget who it is. And then if they remember to bring it back, that's great. If not, that's fine. It has left my brain forever.
I only lend books to you and I write them down.
You do?
Yeah, because I want them back. They're my books. You know? This was an interesting artist that was 2 down from us at SPX.
Whoa.
The art is really interesting in the sense that it looks really meticulous.
It looks kind of like airbrushy.
I was thinking they did like... maybe it's charcoal. It could be that they do it...
Really nice.
I thought pointillism
light
is what I thought.
I think it's too soft. I think it's actually digital. But
yeah, it might be digital.
But it's really expressive, and the light is really nice.
Yeah, dramatic lighting, right? Pretty...
Was it chiaroscuro?
Yeah. A little photo referencey for me, though.
Yes, true. But it's possible this is like a study for a bigger thing, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they're like, I wonder if I could pull this off.
Yeah.
And I also...
An incredible feat of drawing, but
sometimes I'm willing to forgive a little bit of photo referencey if it suits the style. Yeah. Like, I think like a superhero comic that uses a lot of photo reference is jarring because it looks... There's a disconnect to it. But sure. I think if the thing is purely going for this like photorealistic, dramatic thing, I can kind of forgive it a little bit. Like this is kind of neat that it's blown out a little bit.
I like that. I like that. There's some Lynchian quality about it.
There's no such thing as Lynchian.
Right, nothing can ever be truly Lynchian. I know you always tell me that.
Lynch is infinity. You can only approach infinity.
Lynchfinity. So don't make me show you Dunder Mifflin Lynchfinity. All right, so Memento Mori is done.
That's a phrase that comes up in 28 years later.
There you go. So check this out at Shiner Comics to back the Kickstarter, which apparently just launched today or yesterday.
Back the kick the back.
This comic looked really cool. I was looking at original pages and I went up to their table to buy the comic, and they go, oh no, these are just the pages are here, but I haven't finished yet because I'm doing a Kickstarter.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. Well, the pages looked amazing, and I was like, let's get this up on the channel because I want to see this Kickstarter happen.
Yeah.
So that
Kickstarter staff is unionizing right now. I'm rooting for them.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's hope they get a good deal. So check this out, Memento Mori. Here, this I brought. I don't know where I got this, but it's like, do you feel lost, shameful, impure? Choose life. Choose, and it has this crossed out and says yourself. DeVitoism.
Oh wait, at first I thought this was like a pamphlet that, oh, this is cool. All right. I thought this was it worked on me. I thought this was a pamphlet that they wrote on.
Yeah. Daniel Michael DeVito Jr. You know, you want to be part of DeVitoism. So Danny's done a lot of cool stuff. The 7 tenets of DeVitoism shall be revealed to you in this pamphlet.
Okay.
And I have no idea where this came from. But here it says at Glitter Milk with 2 R's.
And 3D Piss.
And 3D Piss. So shouts to them. This is from a while back, but I brought this out because it needed some shine.
And this is what I'm talking about too, about exploring the mini comic forum. Like let's do brochure comics. Let's do pamphlet comics. Like this stuff is fun.
Done and done. Thanks 3D Piss and Glitter Milk.
Actually, it would be kind of funny to set up in the subway with a stand that looks like one of those Psycho Jesus things, but it's all like wacky comics.
This is one of my favorite comics we got. This is The Fish Wizard.
Oh yeah,
by Sky.
This person, I think, was intrigued by your game and was like, "Oh, Fish Wizard, yeah,
because
this thing looks awesome.
It's great, yeah. So Sky Berggren,
and hung out at the table for a little while. Cool person.
I saw them at CXC as well.
Oh, nice.
They're also a student at CCAD, which is there, Columbus. And CCAD is where like Emmy and Craig and MS they all teach.
Okay.
This comic was fun as hell. It has like a way more fun kind of Hogwarts vibe to it, but the structure is great because right off the bat they have you in the story. They pull you right into the story. So I thought the storytelling was really great.
I love the limited colors.
The world building is really smart, and it's a nice one-shot story. You could do way worse than owning a copy of The Fish Wizard. This is one of my favorite comics that I got so far this year. Yep. Definitely check out their work. IG The Radical Wizard. Oh, and a great sticker too for that I don't have with me. You have a copy of this, right?
I do. I read it last night. I thought it was fucking awesome. And in the back, I get to the end and I was like, he drew this thing in 3 weeks? Yeah. May 9th to May 30th? Get the fuck out of here, Josh Baer.
Josh is a beast.
I thought it was great. I was all in for it. It's funny, it's weird, it's dark, it's violent, it's political, kind of.
There's some really cool fucking sick art in this.
Oh man, I mean, it's just like it just pours out. Like I feel like Josh could just like fall on a stack of paper, throw up, and whatever came out of that would be amazing. Like the thing just oozes out of him. He's a pure comics being.
Yeah, Josh is a beast. Big fan, obviously. And I'm sorry I missed class today, Josh. I'll come to the next one.
If you're watching live right now, don't at me, bro.
Next up, I have Chunku Town. You got to read this. This is so fun.
Okay.
So, just, some friends getting into trouble again.
Hijinks?
Hijinks. A lot of fictional drug use in this, as you can see. There are a lot of spoons. And a lot of bong hits and a lot of nostril flares.
Yeah, very animated style here, I guess. I would love. Wow, look at this. I gotta do more of this shit. These jam-packed landscape things, these backgrounds. This looks awesome.
It looks great. It reads great. The story's great. This is a combination effort. There's a team of people on this.
That's what I was saying we should do for
Walker Jesse, Mars Gearhart, Andrew Greenstone, who I stayed with in Columbus. Rachel Dukes, really just sick. I can't wait to read the rest of this. And this crew put together an amazing comic book.
Forker, Jones, Shea Wright, Doyle.
Bam. There it is, yeah. Well, I got a pitch for you, but I can't say it on camera.
I know.
All right, what else? This is probably also one of my favorite comics that I got. This shit is hilarious. I love everything about this comic.
Something neat is happening here where I think I don't know. This is not the way indie comics looked 10 years ago. There are other things being embraced here that were not being embraced at the time, I think.
This is exactly what I want a comic to look like. For me, this is like a perfect comic. I loved it.
It's super pleasant just to flip through.
It looks great, but then when you read it, it's actually fucking hilarious. And every story, I'm like happy I read it.
That like hitting the baseball, that's fucking rules. That. I've drawn so many versions of like someone hitting a bat with a ball, and none of them look as cool as that one. That's so good. The bat's like disintegrating.
And using the text there as that's pretty advanced cartooning here. But yeah, this book fucking rules.
Whose book is this?
This is Declan Gattenby.
Okay.
And they were just across from me. Declan was there with a few other people. Elias Gonzalez being one of them. They were kind of tabling next to each other, and I picked up comics from both of them.
Oh, what a cool cover.
And I really was so glad I did, because that's some of my most favorite stuff that I picked up this season.
Great. This is cool. This is when I'm done with ATP, something I want to do is something like this. It's like a combination of short stories but also like strips.
Yeah.
Gag strip. I love this format of just like you get a variety of different sorts of things. Whatever suits the idea. If your idea is 3 panels, do a 3 panel. If your idea is 5 pages, do a 5 page. And then smush it all together into something fun.
Also in Columbus, I bumped into Brian Canini and was kind enough to hook me up with the Columbus Scribbler, which is a free newspaper that they edit and put together in Columbus, full of cartoons and comics, full of reviews of comics.
Full of polarizing and controversial lists.
Yeah, lists. Yeah. I don't want to spoil the list.
This says fall, so maybe
it says
quarterly?
Fall. Yeah, perhaps. And then they do a great comic called Airbag with stories. There's Brian themselves. Very, very sweet man. Yeah, Brian's very cool.
Looks familiar.
And a pillar of the Columbus comics community.
The CCC.
So check out Airbag and the Columbus Scribbler.
Sweet.
All right, what else you got?
These are great. I haven't heard of any like really into this stuff.
Here we have a couple things. One by Drew B. Hall and one by Abby Kaysen.
Drew B. Hall.
Yep, that's right. Very funny, actually. This is great.
Drew's comics are great.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Drew's comics a lot.
I thought his sense of humor comes across perfectly in the comic book form. Yeah.
Blast.
Very funny.
The Walloper.
Walloper.
Don't be upset. Don't
be upset.net is great.
That was really funny.
Drew B. Hall, also known on Instagram as Draw B. Hell.
What is this?
Abby Kaysen put out a collected edition, a graphic novel. Sid and the Sickos, an ongoing series of comics they have. Abby was the one who organized the house for CXC, heard all the cats together, and got a successful Airbnb off the ground for us.
Cool.
So that we didn't have to spend all the money we made going to Columbus.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Bro house it up.
So she was great, and we traded some comics, and she was kind enough to gift me this for the channel.
This looks great.
Yeah, very cool, very music forward. Yeah, there's a lot of music stuff, band stuff.
Comics, Ghosts on Keys.
Yep.
Hell yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, Abby's great.
Have I met Abby? I'm not sure. Sweet. I have a smaller pile.
Good. Well, the time is now.
First off, this is no disrespect to anybody else, but this is one of the most fun things that I read in SBX show.
I love it.
And I'm gonna spoil this, so if you don't want to know what this comic is about, fast forward. But I'm just gonna spoil the ending here by engaging with this wonderful object in the same way that I did. Ta-da!
That's so good.
That's great. I feel like of all these comics that I talk about with people and try to hype up with other people, like I've actually handed this to people who have come into our house and they look at it and they're like, "Oh, that's great." There's something just so immediate and so special and so perfect about that. We've talked about Dustin a lot on the show before, but this is his most recent diary comics book, which I was delighted to discover was printed by Andy Cramdy,
cool.
Which is relevant partly because I just like when people I know and like overlap, but also this is a Rizzo printed book which really serves this little short story about grief really, really well by using the two colors in like a super effective way. It's kind of comparing this idea of carrying a friend around with you, and it's burdensome, but then the weight becomes lighter over time and becomes less burdensome, but then the fear of it kind of going away becomes its other kind of thing. And this short story in particular is really moving and really lovely, and I think such a great example of using the type of printing you're doing to serve the story that you're telling. And just another expert printing job from Andy. But Dustin's comics are the best. Dustin's such a great person to hang out with and talk to. Always look forward to running into him on the road somewhere. Pick that up for sure.
Dustin's also personally hilarious. Like,
yeah,
to be around Dustin is to experience his comics in motion.
Yeah, and also just, you know, thoughtful, funny, observant. Just one of the he's like a magnet. Like, you want to just be around that dude.
True gem.
This was a mini by Cameron Arthur. I didn't get a chance to pick up the Cameron Arthur book because I was going to get it at the New York event that they did, but then I had to do back to school night on the internet, which was stupid. But I did get this mini from Brian Bubbles, which is really fun. I think Cameron's work is really interesting. He's a really great writer, and his drawing is really suitable to the story. And the most recent book is called Hidden Islands?
Hidden Islands, yeah. I meant to pick that up too, which I will pick up at some point.
We'll grab that at some point. But Bubbles published
We'll do a deep dive on it.
Yeah, and actually it might be fun to do a dive on Cameron's work in general. I have the Swag books and the Broken Wires book, and
yeah, let's do it.
He's an interesting voice. I think he's like doing a thing that other people are not doing.
That's great.
It's idiosyncratic for sure. I picked up this second Bernadette collection, which to me is like, that's like the most baller.
Katie
that's like the most baller cover I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in a world, no disrespect to anybody else, but in a world, and especially a comic show full of stuff that's really colorful and really bright and really eye catching, to do like a
charcoal.
Is this intentional or not? Kind of cover is so awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, I just love how it's like so tactile and so like it tells you nothing and kind of everything at the same time, and really suits the work that's inside. So an enormous number of creators in here that we can't go through in its entirety, but this anthology is incredible. It's approachable, but it's also enigmatic in a way that makes me want to read it again. Like, I kind of read it all in one go, and now I'm excited to sort of flip through and reread certain ones kind of in bits and pieces. I don't want to flip through it too much because it's impossible to kind of do an overview of it, but the stories kind of range from like, I mean, you get these great kind of bits. It feels like an album. It feels like listening to an album where you get these bits of narrative, and then you get a sort of abstract break or like a noise section, and then you get something really sweet and charming. And then in lesser curatorial hands, it would feel like a mess. But I think because of how Katie and Angela assemble this book, there's writing, there's poetry. The whole thing feels like really cohesive in a beautiful way. And then you get these moments too of just like, you come to a spread like this and you're just like, what the fuck? And it's so audacious that it makes you want to think about it more. At least for me. Stuff like this is like, why, that question of like, why is this here, is so inviting to me. And I really want to like grab this section as a bunch of like telephone cords or something like that. Like it's one of those things where you look at it, you might not come away with it with a conclusion, but you're just like, something about this is compelling and inviting. And is it comics? I don't know. There's boxes over here. This thing as a whole package, I think, is just like a really special collection.
Yeah, I mean,
of
any
work.
kind of folio of drawing is interesting to me.
Yeah.
People made it. You know, the obsession of mark making is an interesting one that tells its own story, regardless of narrative. But I like an abstraction, you know.
Yeah, I think
it is palette cleanse, a mood shift.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's so intentional. You feel the rhythms of this book as you look through it. It's not just like story, which to me I find kind of exhausting. Like a big anthology that's like if each one of these was a single narrative, I wouldn't be able to read it all in one go.
It's a lot,
which is okay, but like this as a reading experience, I probably spent an hour with this book.
And that's where it feels like an album.
And it felt like an album, yeah,
because
totally.
it has movements. You put it on and it moves.
It's also parts of it are really funny. Like it because it's in black and white, it seems like it's kind of intense. But I love this. I would love to do a coffee table book of young, attractive artists posing in front of their generic paintings. It's endless. So good. So I highly recommend this book. I know they do a limited print run, but maybe they'll do more. I don't know. This was.
Yeah, and big shouts to Katie Lane and Angela Finch.
Yeah, so they were at SPX. I picked up Katie's other book, this one, which is I guess ongoing. This says number 1. The first half of this is a story called Girls Gone Wild, which is really funny because it's mostly about a conversation of two people who are having sort of some relationship challenges. I'm going to skip over one part because it has a boner in it. I don't want to get this episode flagged. But I love the way Katie draws, and I love... This is also just like a really audacious page layout. Like it's neat to look at this from above when I'm not reading it, because it creates all these wild connections and shapes, but it's still really readable. Zeroing in on things that are not just faces talking. I think to have a book that is a conversation that's not just like head. You know, there's like close-ups of these sync, and it's like it puts you in the space and makes you feel like you're sort of in a place where maybe you're not supposed to be, or you're eavesdropping a little bit. Like if it's just face, sure, you feel like you're supposed to be watching it because it's like a movie or something. But there's something kind of like lingering where you feel like you've entered a space that maybe you're not supposed to be in, but it's really compelling what they're talking about, even though it is a pretty like...
And the non sequitur changes also tell you, they set a tone of like what environment you're in. And this one seems very domestic, right? So you feel like you're part of this, a fly on the wall in this relationship conversation that you wouldn't otherwise hear.
Yeah, and it's lovely. I will 1,000,000% pick up more of these. Published by 2D Cloud, or at least printed by 2D Cloud. I don't know. I'm not sure I know the difference anymore between printing and publishing, but 2D Cloud's involved somehow. Anyway, Bernadette, there's another Bernadette collection, which is also totally worth your time. Pick up all of this shit. It's great.
Hell yeah.
We got this from friend of the show, Nate Doyle.
Hell yeah.
Nate and Derek Jones did a event at Desert Island.
Yeah, how was that?
It was cool. Yeah,
I was sick with COVID, folks.
Yeah,
so.
COVID, folks. It was really cool. You know, it's great to see like people you know. I don't know if I know them super well, but it's great to see people you know mildly well, like having a cool event at a cool shop on a cool night. I don't know. It's just like the energy in that space is really great, and I just adore the way Nate draws. This one's a little bit different. Crooked Teeth has been serializing for a long time. This is number 10, but you can pick this one up without knowing anything about the other ones. It's not a continuation of some of the short stories he's been working on.
Hell yeah! Shouts to anybody who's done more than 10 issues of it.
Yeah. So it's rough. Just like really beautiful, evocative drawing, some sort of like journal-y entries and kind of auto-bio-ish things, but also just really interesting thoughts. Like I think Nate has a cool brain, and it works. This works perfectly as a vessel for that kind of thinking. And yeah, definitely really
very cool. Fun. When Nate and Derek were like, "We're doing an event together," I was like, "You two know each other?"
Yeah.
I was like, this is a perfect fit. I was like, I wish I could go.
Yeah, another lovely overlap of stuff. Nick Bunch's Desert Rats 3. Cats are fighting in the background. This book I find like completely overwhelming to look at and read in the best possible way. It's like listening to metal or something. Like every page is jam packed so hard with so much shit going on. But it almost forces you to slow down a little bit just to even know what's going on. Like actually looking at it. That's a good point. Yeah. Looking at it from above at this distance, I'm like, this is just sound and noise. But it makes me read it slower. Like there's so much stuff happening that you have to slow down so you know what's going on, which is a neat little trick, because it seems like the more stuff that's there, the faster the pacing would go. But I mean, it's really funny. It's just a couple of fuck ups doing fucked up shit.
I wonder,
that's reductive. It's actually a really cool story, but
I wonder about that a lot. I think, do people with like a calm interior mind seek out things that are really busy externally? Like that's why like noise rock or like metal or whatever. Like, or is it matched? Do you match it? You have a kind of like turbulent interior landscape, so you match that with a turbulent exterior media.
I don't know. I think
I always seek out like calming things. Like I want things that are like, I guess it's mood based.
Yeah.
I really don't. I can't say empirically like one way or the other, but
I think I'm kind of like the work that I'm the most interested in is maximalist. I guess like I have that zine, you know, like chasing the big feelings and stuff. Like I find that occasionally I want to be calm. Like if I'm cooking dinner and Christina and I are talking, I'm not going to put on like fucking, I don't know, black or wolf. Well, I'm not gonna put like wolf eyes on or something. Right. You're like, no, if stuff that's like really abrasive and noisy is not a thing that suits, like you said, suits a mood. Yeah. But I do tend to gravitate towards things that are big and intense and heavy and full of detail. But I don't think of myself as an intense person, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably different.
Whereas I think I'm like, my brain is bananas pants, and so then I'm like, oh, let me just do 40 pages of clouds, because it's like I need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't. But printed beautifully.
Nick does a great job.
Reptile House. I think this book is awesome, and Nick's comics are really, really cool.
Absolutely.
And I got to hang out a little bit with Nick at SPX. He's a really cool, sweet, nice guy. So
yeah, definitely check out Nick Bunch.
Probably don't have to talk about this one. This is the Gary Panther Smoke Signal that Desert Island just put out.
Gary who?
Gary Panthers.
Never heard of him.
Hairy Panthers. And another thing you could just sit and kind of marvel at for
very cool.
That's a sustained amount of time. I love these kind of things where it's like, are there connections between these things? Are there not? Is it random? Is it not random? Like, it's one of those things that it's like putting two pictures next to each other. They're automatically going to create energy with each other, and your brain is going to start bouncing between the two of them.
I just like that Gary Panther gets to draw whatever
the fuck he wants,
whenever he wants, and everyone's like, "We love you, Gary Panther."
It's just another guy where it just oozes out of him. Like Panther could fall down on papers and make something.
I got a shirt of that.
Yeah, and a tattoo.
Well, yeah, but that was a different night. This they put out like 100 of these silk screened in the same manner with these like rainbow ombre, and it's a beautiful shirt,
which is really hard.
I'm really
to
excited.
Do, I guess,
well, yeah, because it turns muddy really fast. Like the ink mixes together. You can only get so many prints out of it before you have to re-ink it.
Right.
So it's hard to get a rainbow like ombre like this, but they did a great job. Gabe, as always, putting out Hot Fire
for free.
Yeah, for free. Hot Fire or Smoke Signal. Right?
Yeah.
And you can just walk in there and pick one up.
Other places have them for sale. Like I think he gives them to shops, and the shops sell them for like $10 or something.
Right.
But if you're at the shop, you can pick one up. Although I think last I heard, these were almost gone.
When you come to Brooklyn, well, sure, everybody's grabbing the Panther issues, right? It'll be a collector's edition.
Hairy Panthers.
They're not infinite.
So this is a book I'm really excited about that I have not read yet. But you have, right?
Where did you get it?
I got it from some guy.
Yeah, we went to Walker had a thing at Desert Island, and look, you get it signed as well.
Oh, nice.
So
wow, that's drawn so crisply. It looks like it's part of the book.
It does look like it's part of the book. So Walker doing that thing they do, we went to the event, and I got the last one, and Mike was like, "You got the last one," but I secretly had gotten it for his birthday, so I gave it to him.
You sweet.
And Walker doing their weirdness. Walker is an interesting character because
I love Walker.
They're so present. I've never felt more heard or listened to in my life than when I talk to Walker. Like, they're considering everything you say and weighing it and sifting it through their collective experience. And then you can see that focus on the page, establishing a vibe that no one else really does in comics. It's very strange. In fact, earlier we were talking about David Lynch. This reminds me, not in an imitative way, but it reminds me in a rarefied air, we breathe the same air kind of way. It's like the storytelling has the same kind of otherness and quality that is unsettling.
Okay, I can see that. It's also, I mean, nobody else draws like this. I don't know if that's in this book where he draws. In other books, oh yeah, here it is. He draws shadows like these kind of concentric shapes and fingerprints.
They look like a labyrinth almost.
Yeah, it's he's one of those guys where like it's so consistent and it's so idiosyncratic. It's something that not a lot of people can do, is make a thing that looks only like your thing.
The character kept reminding me of that character from Star Trek Voyager or whatever. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I've never really watched Star Trek.
It's like an alien character.
Wow, look at this shit.
I'm not a huge Trek head. There's definitely some of it that I've seen, but anyway, I'll put it in the video.
You're not a Trekman?
A Trekman. A Trek bike.
Yeah, I don't want to look through this too much because I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited to check this out.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of the alien race from, I think it's Voyager. It might be Deep Space Nine, I forget.
Deep Space Nine. Wow, that was a lot of stuff.
50 minutes, I'm out.
Okay.